Recently, I was going through this website of MOSPI, that's Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation by Government of India. Now, as per this website, it shows that GDP last year, that was in financial year 2024-2025, was calculated around 8.2%. Now, this year in FY 2026, it is estimated to grow by 7.4%. So now, if you roughly calculate, it is near about 16.21% of the economy. What does this data suggest? Hi everyone, this is me Dr. Sagarika, and in this video I'm going to talk about, can GDP be negative? That's recession versus slowdown. Let's begin. First important thing to understand here is that whenever economy produces less, that is production is less, although value is being created, definitely the GDP in that case is always negative. Now, there can be two scenarios related to this. First is that GDP is falling consecutively for 2 or 3 years, or let's say for more than 3 years. Another scenario can be GDP is showing growing, but actually in reality, it is at a slower pace as compared to previous financial years. So now, in order to understand these two scenarios, you need to understand two basic terms related to GDP in macroeconomics, that's recession versus slowdown. So see, simple example, suppose you're hitting a gym, you are on a treadmill. Now let's say you are doing a reverse walk at a speed of let's say 1. So now in this case, the reverse walk represents your recession phase. And if you are running slow or walking at a slow pace, let's say at a speed of around 2.53 or maybe 4, in that case, it shows a slow down phase. Hope this simple example explains. Now, if you see the government data from the previous years, in financial year 2022-2023, GDP was estimated at around 7.2%. Now, in next financial year, that is in 2023-2024, it is around 7%. Again, in next financial year, it is showing as 6.2 to 6.5%. So see, all these data suggest that India is definitely growing, but at a much slower pace as compared to the previous financial years. So definitely businesses are also growing, they are earning decent, people are having jobs. Also there is so many exchange and transfers happening in the economy, but all that is making it slower, at a much slower pace, much slower speed than before. This phase is known as the slowdown phase in economics. Now, you must have seen bureaucrats and people telling you that you need to save money because there might be a phase of recession. Now, what does recession mean? See, whenever GDP falls consecutively for more than let's say 3 or 4 years, then in that case, the estimated GDP is always negative. So in this case, it is known as a phase of recession. So obviously in this phase, people start losing job. There is no exchange and transfer happening in the economy. And even if it is happening, it is at a very slow pace. Also, you will see that the real estate properties are slowing down. FMCG will show a rough reported estimated, especially in the rural areas where it is slowing at a much faster rate. Although it is estimated to grow in urban areas and also in rural areas, but you will see that in the phase of recession, definitely all these activities will slow down. So to sum up, slowdown is a warning, recession is a hit. Know the difference before economy does. Hope this video was useful. See you in next one. Good luck. Bye.